Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Prime News. We're broadcasting live from our studios at Adabraka here in Accra. I am Charles Osukumi. Coming up, Health Minister constitutes committee and gives a 1-week deadline for investigations into alleged attack on staff of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital.
We have constituted a committee to investigate the matter within a week. The law takes its own course.
Also coming up, anti-corruption crusader Daniel Yaodomelevo appointed board chairman of the Economic and Organized Crime Office.
Having foreknowledge of ORA, and the executive director was also part of the ORA team. So both of us, we have first-hand information on the ORA. I think it will help us to go forward.
Later on the Citi Prime News, Inshazu Member of Parliament Dr. Stephen Amwa condemns arrest and detention of 2 social media commentators from his constituency.
I am against any form of a verbal assault on any citizens, let alone our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now we have over 48 hours. So we have run over 100 hours. And these young ladies in their 20s are still kept with the security agencies. It's very, very unacceptable.
And later, Peaceful Settlers Association refutes claims by the Ashaman Municipal Assembly that its ongoing exercise is solely a decongestion drive targeting roads illegally occupied by traders. All that and more coming up on the Citi Prime News, which is live around the globe on citinewsroom.com. In the Western region, we're on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on Green FM 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we're on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're live on Revival 99.3 FM in Tajewu and VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohoi.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome to the program. Let's now settle for the details. And Health Minister Kwabena Mintah Akandor says the committee constituted to investigate the recent attack on health professionals at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital has been given 1 week to submit its report. Now, this follows the circulation of a video showing an altercation between some health workers and relatives of a patient at the hospital's emergency department. Now, speaking to the media on the sidelines of a courtesy visit by GIZ, the minister said the committee's report will determine the next line of action.
Yesterday, I was there personally and interacted with the health workers. One of the reasons why I went there was to reassure them of our commitment and support, to energize them to go back to their wards and work, because I realized that they were down-spirited and they were demoralized, and so I had to quickly go there and then encourage them to do more, to work more and assure them of a thorough investigation into the matter. So after my visit, we have constituted a committee to investigate the matter within a week, and then the law takes its own course.
You heard the Minister of Health, Kwabena Mintah Akandor. Away from that, new board chairman of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Daniel Yaodomelevo, has pledged to leverage his years of experience in the anti-corruption space to support policy formulation that will strengthen the office. Daniel Domlevo, a former member of the Oral Committee, is expected to work closely with his colleague from the same committee, Raymond Archer, who now serves as Executive Director of YOCO. Now, speaking to Citi News, Daniel Domlevo says their shared experience on the Oral Committee will aid efforts in combating organized crime.
Yes and no, because I don't think the mandate of YOCO is limited to Oral. YOCO has a wider mandate which involves economic and organized crime. Some of these crimes are not even financial, remember, like those who are trafficking children and etc. It is not financial. So that does not necessarily fall under oral. But I also think that the financial side is more important to Ghanaians than any other thing. So having foreknowledge of oral, and the executive director was also part of the oral team. So both of us, we have first-hand information on the oral. I think it will help us to go forward here.
You heard the new board chairman of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Daniel Yao Domelevo. Now, some residents and property owners whose buildings have been earmarked for demolition at the Sakumo Ramza site are calling on government for clemency and to halt the ongoing demolition to allow for a more humane and equitable resolution. Chairman of the Harbourview Estate Residents Association, Jonathan Boydoku, addressing the media, states that while they acknowledge the ecological significance of the area, they believe that the demolition of homes without review of alternative solutions will displace hundreds of individuals and families. He has therefore urged stakeholder engagement to establish a clear and enforceable mutual boundary.
10.5 acres of land has been affected with the ongoing demolition exercise, displacing numerous families and causing profound socio-economic distress. These affected areas are generally elevated and does not experience post-rain floods. We find it extremely harsh that the wholesome demolition of homes without review of alternative solutions will displace hundreds of individuals and families, potentially leading to humanitarian crisis. We are by this press conference appealing to the hearts of the government and the public. These are not just structures. These are homes filled with memories, hopes, dreams and investments of fellow Ghanaians, brothers and sisters. We are begging for an opportunity to rectify the situation.
You heard the chairman of the Harbourview Estate Residents Association, Jonathan Boydoku. Now, the Peaceful Settlements Association has also rejected claims by the Ashaman Municipal Assembly that its ongoing exercise is merely a decongestion drive targeting roads, pavements, medians and other public spaces illegally occupied by traders. This comes after a protest by more than 100 members of the association who accused the assembly of attempting to seize land they say they legally own despite an existing court injunction. Speaking to Citi News, the association spokesperson Jeffrey Ely insists that their members are operating on lawfully demarcated land and not on any road reservation.
The MC made a very important point saying that we are on road reservation, and I think that has been where the problem has been. The association is on its lawfully demarcated land. Anytime the MC or the assembly uses the term road reservation, then they are only using that, it's misleading, and they are only using that to claim our land. That is how come the private developer was able to get chance to do his development. This is the fraudulent settlement agreement that has been pushed down our throats by the MC for us to sign to grant our interest in the land for exchange of 6 stores, which we are refusing to do. So the MC only uses the term reservation in order to drive us away from our land. And this settlement is fraudulent and it will never be accepted by our association.
You heard the Peaceful Settlers Association spokesperson Jeffrey Ely. Let's now head to the courts because Member of Parliament for Inshiaso, Stephen Amoam, has condemned the arrest and detention of 2 social media commentators from his constituency for more than 48 hours. The 2, Charity Defitete and Priscilla Duabrago, both in their 20s, were reportedly arrested in Kumasi by national security operatives and transferred to Accra for allegedly posting derogatory comments about President Mahama on social media. In an interview with Citi News, Stephen Amoa says although he disapproves of the comments made by the individuals, detaining them for over 48 hours violates the rule of law.
I am against any form of a verbal assault on any citizens, let alone our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I mean, he's a very respectable president. We all respect him. Aside that, he's the president of the land. So if indeed, I'm not concluding that he has said anything good or bad, but definitely maybe they have said something, you know, the TikTok and then YouTubers and other things. Personally, I'm against any form of insolence because they don't really argue well for a country. But then talking about the rule of law, now we have over 48 hours because the law talks about the day of arrest. Now we have 5 days times 48 hours. So we have run over 100 hours. And these young ladies in their 20s are still kept with the security agencies. It's very, very unacceptable.
Well, Stephen Amoa has further asked government to exercise caution in handling such cases to avoid creating perceptions of vindictiveness, especially in the event of a change in power.
I think we are all thinking we are in a democratic dispensation. They could have been handed over to the police in the Ashanti region. And they had to put them in a very dark situation, send them to Accra here, and they move them from one place to another. This is purely torture. And I don't think citizens of this country deserve this. As much as I'm against anything they might have said against the president, honestly, it's wrong. However, we cannot allow rule of law to be abused and power to be abused the way they are being abused. That is very unfair. That is not right for a simple, average Ghanaian citizen.
You heard Stephen Amoa, the Member of Parliament for Inshiaso in the Ashanti region. Now, Deputy Chief Executive Officer in charge of operations at the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Michael Ayamga Adongo, has criticized the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, accusing it of fueling the proliferation of fake and substandard degrees in the country. His comments follow a controversy involving GTEC and Deputy Health Minister Dr. Grace Ayonsi Dankwa, who the Commission has cautioned against presenting herself as a professor. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, Professor Ayamga Adongo says the Commission should focus on sanitizing the tertiary education system rather than targeting individuals over their academic titles.
I have a problem with GTEC. I think they're overreaching. They are becoming like the headmasters of tertiary education in this country and more or less leaving their core mandate, which is regulating the quality of tertiary institutions. Yeah. They are the very ones that go granting accreditation to the very poor universities. And by the grace of God, I have accessed so many universities. And sometimes it is sickening to think that what they come to do in our university in the name of accreditation, these ones get through it. And that is the problem. That's why they should be policing. The reason we have fake degrees and very bad degrees in the system is that very poorly equipped institutions end up getting accredited by this same GTEC. And so that is what they should focus on. I think their core mandate should be getting government to equip our universities to deliver quality education so that you don't have certificates without substance like it has been said here. I would rather share my title with people who haven't earned it.
That was Deputy Chief Executive in charge of operations at the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Michael Ayamga Adongo. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from our studios in Adabraka, in Accra. Around the globe, we're live on citinewsroom.com. In the northern region, we're heard on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM. In the Upper East region, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Upper West region, we're on Tunsong 97.3 FM. Still ahead in the bulletin, Ghana Private Road Transport Union calls off protest over the deplorable state of the Pukwase in Sawam Road as contractors return to site. Stay with us, we'll be back with details shortly.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Pavilion has an unmatched capacity. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences, product launches, weddings, social events, and exhibitions. There are 2 executive boardrooms set up for your high-profile meetings. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and Bistro on Thursdays for Thirsty Thursday, while you enjoy a whopping 15% discount. Make a date for Saturday Barbecue, where we have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns, while you savor lip-smacking dishes. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created. Alisa Hotels, our Aquaba means more than just welcome.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025, a celebration of excellence in locally made goods and services. This year's exhibition brings together the very best that Ghana has to offer, from timeless traditional crafts to cutting-edge innovations. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, this is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. Join us in championing Ghanaian talent, creativity, and authenticity. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the Info Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, Ecobank, Side Hustle by EK Brand Consult, Build Financial Technologies, Trillium Industrial Company Limited, Ghana Enterprises Agency, and Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. This is the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. In more news, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, says it has temporarily suspended its planned demonstration over the deplorable state of the Pokwase-Nsawam Road. Now, this comes after contractors returned to site after recent agitation from residents and a planned sit-down strike by commercial drivers who ply the route. Now, speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, the union's industrial relations officer, Abbas Moro, says the renewed activity on the project prompted the decision to put the protest on hold.
Have reserved whatever we want to add to that, because this is not the first time, and as I said earlier, it would be premature for us to be saying something if we really have something to say. But averagely, we are happy the contractor is back on site. We are happy. We strongly believe what he did yesterday, today's work would empower us to say whatever we want to say tomorrow.
What of the issue of continuation, not halting the project at a point and continuing? And if that is done, how is that going to affect you as a driver union?
Well, when the issue started, they were changing us from left to right, from right to middle, and work was progressing. And we have no problem with that because of the way they were calculating and shifting us from left, right, middle. If we strongly believe that is how it's going to be done, but at least what happened shouldn't repeat itself. About 15 minutes journey, one has to spend 2 hours. Some of our people went in for a loan for their vehicles, and they have payment schedule, and that is where they work and get their money for the repayment of whatever loan they have acquired.
Well, Abasimoro also addressed concerns over recent fare hikes by drivers along the route, noting that the poor condition of the road compels them to spend more time and fuel, making the adjustments unavoidable.
It will be a sin if I say it hasn't come to our notice. It is true, but all this happens due to the nature of the road. See, you have to spend 15 minutes and you have to waste about 2 hours. You have to waste a tin of Milo of fuel. Here you have to waste half gallon. So all this comes with money. Let's hope and pray that the road becomes more trouble. Then they have to reverse to the official fare that they are to take.
But I thought you told your members not to do that, or
not to do what?
Not to increase fares that GPRT hasn't sanctioned.
We are not supporting, but the passengers themselves will call for that. I have to go to Accra from Isawam, and I can't spend 2 hours standing at the same place. But if the driver says I can use Ajem Kotoku through Dobrogono, through some means to Ablekuma, then get back on the main road and take you to where you are going to safely, and you have to top up with something small, through the understanding between the driver and the passenger, I don't see anything wrong. But by then, if the place is salvaged, it's rectified, and we are using the short road which attracts 1 city or 5 cities, and you are taking more, that is where all of us will have problem with those drivers.
Okay, you just mentioned
That was the public relations officer of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Abasi Moro, in conversation with my colleague Philip Nilate earlier on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show. Now, we know that President John Dramani Mahama is currently in Japan for an official visit, but how he got there has become a subject of controversy over the past 2 days or so. Member of Parliament for Otafo, Vincent Ekwasifo, alleged that the president was traveling on a private jet. Now, this was responded to by Deputy Chief of Staff Stan Dogbe. There was a back and forth that actually degenerated on social media. Our presidential correspondent is Akosua Tre. She is joining us on the phone lines with some clarification on this matter. Grateful to you, Akosua. Where is the president currently?
So the president is currently in Tokyo. He just arrived at about 3 hours ago and is expected to attend the Tokyo International Conference that is scheduled to begin tomorrow, Wednesday.
Okay. How long will the president be in Japan? And from Japan, we're told that he will be heading to Singapore.
Yes, the president is expected to spend at least 3 days from Wednesday to Saturday in Tokyo, and then depart for Singapore where he spent another 1 week there, attending another high-level bilateral agreement with the Republic of Singapore.
Okay, Akosua, how did the president get to Tokyo? How did he travel?
And so on Sunday, we all know that the government held a Thanksgiving service for the late Defense Minister, Dr. Edward Omani-Boama. And so that happened at about 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. On Sunday. And the president was in attendance, as well as a high-level government delegation. Now, the president left Accra on Sunday afternoon. That will be at about 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. On board a flight, Emirates flight heading towards Dubai. That flight was the EK 787, and that flight departed Accra to Dubai, and then from Dubai, the president went on board another flight, that is Emirates again commercial, EK 318. And then he landed in Tokyo today.
Do we know the mode of transport for other government officials who are attending this presidential state visit with the president?
So, Charles, usually what happens is that there is a team that goes ahead of the president. And so that comprises of the media. There's also the media liaison that's from the government side, and one or two officials. They take the lead. So they had left Accra on Sunday morning at about 6 a.m. They went on a different flight. And then there is the main government flight that consists of the president and any other government official who is supposed to be at that particular conference or event where they are headed to. And so that was exactly what happened. A team leaving Accra from Sunday, 6 a.m., and then a second team comprising the president leaving Accra on Sunday at about 2 to 3 p.m. And so that is usually what happens. The first team and then the president's delegation as well.
All right, thank you very much. So just so we are clear, the president did not leave Accra on a private jet, right?
No, the president did not leave Accra on a private jet. The president departed Accra on an Emirates flight. Okay. And then on his transit, that's in Dubai.
On another Emirates flight to Tokyo.
318, yes.
All right, thank you very much. That was our presidential correspondent, Akosua Ochre. Away from that, the Right to Information Commission says it is collaborating with the School for the Deaf to convert the Right to Information Act into Braille, promoting inclusivity for persons with disabilities. The Commission earlier today launched its 5th anniversary celebration. Now, speaking at the press launch, Executive Secretary Genevieve Shelley Latte says the initiative is part of efforts to advance the right to information in a rapidly evolving digital era.
Currently, we are in collaboration with the School of the Deaf, trying to convert the act into Braille that will be accessible by the challenged, and also to convert it into a pocket-sized act where students from secondary school, high school can have access to the pocket-sized act. So these are things in the pipeline which, by the grace of God, by end of the year, should see the light of day. I would say that these will be some of the main achievements or major achievements of the Commission so far.
You had Executive Secretary of the Right to Information Commission, Genevieve Shelley Latte. Meanwhile, Head of Legal at the Commission, Stephen Owusu, emphasized the need for a global focus on access to environmental information, highlighting its role in combating illegal mining and promoting sustainable development.
We are facing environmental challenges, not only in Ghana. Okay, this is a global phenomenon. That is why the Executive Secretary referred to the theme for this year's International Day for Universal Access to Information, which also focuses on access to environmental information. So we as a commission will position ourselves to make sure that we educate people to go out there, ask questions that border on the environment, how we are treating our environment. I don't want to mention Galamsey, but it will surely come in. Okay, we will educate people. Go out there, ask. Know the institutions to focus your questions on. When you go and you don't get the results, come to the commission. We will act within our mandate to ensure that you get that information. In doing so, we promote accountability.
You heard the head of legal at the Rights to Information Commission, Stephen Owusu. And then this edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adaraka here in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Charles Osukumi. Many thanks to you for listening.
Citi News.
Citi News.
Citi.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on